All right, we got our first lost music of the season. It's kind of a vibe. It's kind of a vibe.
Bluesy bar
yeah, a little
vibe.
bluesy. Yeah. Why not?
Blues aren't that depressing.
No. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes post-game show. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey. We got Jason Demers in the house, first post-game show. And Danielle behind the Mac. Craig's going to be calling in from Madison Square Garden here in a second. But before all of that, initial reactions. What do you guys think? JD, I'm going to throw it to you first.
Petey, we're just talking about it. We shades of I've liked what I've seen from the Coyotes both games. I think they're much improved. They play really fast, which we were kind of saying is good. And I mean, a lot on the Rangers tonight too. They didn't really do a ton. I thought Shesterkin again was the bugaboo for the Coyotes.
Yeah, this Ranger to go into the Rangers, to go to the Madison Square Garden, hold it 1-1 through 2. That's a great road game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they could have drawn it up a whole lot better. I mean, they had 1 for 5 on the power play, and we'll get to the numbers in a bit. But if you can sneak one in on that 5-on-3, I think that's the turning point of the game for me. Yeah.
We'll talk more about that 5-on-3 for sure, because I feel like.
But you know what, Leah? We said they're going to get one win on this road trip. But they've got one win already.
Yeah.
So a 1-goal loss to the New York Rangers is fine.
They've played a lot worse games against this Rangers team in the past. So I guess it's not a win, but it wasn't a bad game. It was a game.
Therapy. We're not in that much trouble. They were fine.
No, there was nothing crazy.
Scoring opportunities.
Yeah, some mistakes. We said it, some October mistakes, but on the whole, I've liked a lot. I was drinking a little bit of haterade earlier, and I was like, they're gonna stink.
Yeah,
it's a bitter old Coyote, but they've been good, man. I like what they're doing. I like everybody that's kind of been there, and I thought I hadn't seen much of Connor Ingram last year, but I like him.
I thought he was good today.
He was really good.
Wow, that save! It's too bad they ended up scoring right after, because that was like a ridiculous save, and I wanted to highlight it so bad. And then
look at the goal, Stetch. Like, what are you doing? And then he kicks the chicken wing out there. What are you doing, Stetch? That's so frustrating. And then for the goalie, like, he's got zero chance. Yeah. So I thought Ingram played well, and they've had good goaltending 2 games in a row. You'd like to see a little bit more offense from this team. And somebody asked in the chat, where was Cooley on the 5-on-3? We were shaking our head a little bit, and on the 6-on-4 and the 6-on-4 at the end.
6-on-4 at the end. Yeah. I thought he was their most dynamic
Yeah.
forward all game.
That break he had on the who was the defenseman when he turned around?
Keandre Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, he walked him like
a
dog.
Yeah, it's surprising. If you want to get him out there. And I thought Schmaltz was good again. I thought he was backtracking well. I thought he was physical again tonight, which is the first time. I talked about that with you during the game, JD, that's one of the areas of his game where he's got to be able to push guys off the puck. And I think I've seen that more in these 2 games than I did almost all of last season.
Yeah, when he stays healthy, like he's I think he's so underrated. And he drives that line a lot. Like, Kells is so good. And I think Yates is we were talking about, he settled into his role as a two-way. It kind of protects those two, but they've been good. They've been their number 1 line, and they've played that way for the first 2 games, I thought.
What about Christian?
Holy shit, it's Demers. Holy shit.
Full teeth. I know, I got the teeth.
That was actually the first thing I noticed when you walked in. I was like, oh,
just beaming.
Who is this? I don't even know.
Better looking in person, isn't he?
Oh boy.
Good looking guy.
All right, let's get into the numbers of this one, and then we can continue to break it all down. So we'll pull up the numbers. The biggest takeaway for me this season versus last is the Coyotes are holding their own in shots on goal. That's something we almost never saw at all last season. This time, 2 games in a row. Yes, they've been outshot, but they've been within 1 or 2. Rangers outshot the Coyotes 28-27. Both teams, again, special teams has been a little bit of a struggle for the Coyotes and a success. Their power play has been successful. Their penalty kill, maybe not so much. Rangers 1 for 3, Coyotes 1 for 5. Pretty much even in the faceoff circle. And then the Rangers leading in shot attempts 61-53, which, Petey, which of these kind of...
Well, one thing I want to mention too is Logan Cooley in the faceoff circle tonight. He ends up with 60%.
Okay, so an
bad.
improvement
Not
from
bad.
game
He
one.
only took 5 draws.
beauty.
He only took 5.
Yeah, but-
He only took 5 draws, but
So?
he's 60%. And because we tend to do that here, we compare. Connor Bedard went 0 for his first 10 the other night. Not tough in the circle.
Against Sid, though, which is
Yeah, I know.
Sid's not giving him an inch.
Sid literally,
either.
do you know,
it's
I
not
didn't
giving
know
him
this stat until I looked it up. Did you know Sid took more faceoffs than any other player in the NHL last year? He took more faceoffs than any other player in the league.
That
be
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, unbelievable.
shocked.
Yeah, it's a true
It's a
story.
good stat. Little stat pack.
Stat
Look at
nugget.
it.
I got a little nugget.
Yeah, Petey's Nuggets.
Yeah.
Petey's Nuggets.
That should be a bit.
I like that.
We can sell it. To
He likes to have
make-
those in the room. You come out with some random thing.
Petey's Nuggets.
You know that?
Oh boy. All right. Well, he's been ahead of schedule with this season, and we'll let him in because I know he has a bus to catch. Let's bring in Craig live from Madison
this is
Square Garden.
early.
Craig, you need to tilt your computer down though, because the Cody is up
We
your
got
nose.
We got some dirty ceiling there.
Oh,
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 and I can't hear
no.
him again.
Craig, you're muted.
Yep. No, it's probably us, Craig.
It's probably us. Yeah.
Hold, please.
No. Hold, please. Hold
Oh,
on.
Jamie Eisner's back with a new picture. Did you see Jamie Eisner's picture last time? He had the
long hair?
The long hair. I don't know if he got a haircut and changed pictures.
Did you see that Craig said that Jamie could be the moderator of our Discord, and I don't know who gave Craig the power to do that.
I don't
but
know either.
I
but
do.
Craig-
I do appreciate
Craig did the
Jamie's
power.
participation in our Discord.
We've had a lot of problem getting Craig into the room in the last
it feels
few
like
shows.
Craig's fault somehow.
I think I would blame Craig too. Although look at he's
Look at him,
again.
he's thinking of all of his comebacks right now. He's
just
like,
there's
"Come
nothing
on,
he
you're
can
on
do.
the list."
Okay, Craig.
Two,
Craig,
you're on
why
the
don't you
list.
hang up? Why don't you hang up and then call back?
Do
Hang
you
up and
think
call
though?
back.
Do you think he's really at the game? Like, was that just a big screen TV?
Yeah, this
behind
it
his head?
seems fake.
Who's Jamie Eisner?
Jamie-
I don't want to see. Get a better profile pic, Eisner. Please.
So Jamie's part of the reason I'm here because he quit Craig's podcast to take a different job in Chicago. So Craig said, "Hey, do you want to sit in on my podcast?" And I did, and
Yeah.
now I'm here.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna attempt to get Craig in again.
Who wants-
Maybe Craig's audio isn't working because he's trying to avoid talking to us, but we'll
Guest is
see.
in the green room.
We'll see. We'll see
We
what
had
happens.
some audio problems, though.
Yeah, it's okay. But as we wait, Craig, I'll let you
We need
finish
that
your.
D-backs budget.
I know.
I start winning some games.
I know.
Over there, boys.
Coyotes for the games with the better audio
Yeah,
equipment.
exactly.
Craig.
Oh, are you
Can you
there?
hear me now?
Yay!
All right. What are you
Great.
guys
All
doing?
right.
Wait, well, let's start with this. Who the hell is in our studio tonight?
I
Yeah.
know.
Me, baby. I know. I'm a new man
He's
now.
coming for your job, Craig.
He said he likes that chair, Craig. I'm just saying.
It's a
You
little.
look good, buddy.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming in.
Noah.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh,
What did you think
man.
of the game tonight?
What's that?
What'd you think of this game tonight?
I mean, I was telling Petey, I've liked them the last 2 games. They're putting a lot more on net, more dynamic. They're a little bit more run and gun than the last few years, but I thought they're good. A couple mistakes. We were saying some October mistakes. You don't want to see that first goal. You don't want to see 3 guys below the goal line and a pinch. That's just oh shit. But yeah, overall, I thought they're good. That 5-on-3 needs to get cleaned up. But I mean, 2-1 in New York. It was 1-1 with like 12 minutes left. I mean, that's you're feeling good in that spot. I find like if I'm on the bench, you got a lot of confidence, especially moving forward. But like you're in MSG, it's a tough building to play in, and you're 1-1. I mean, you know that I don't know how you saw it, but that's kind of how I feel as an expert.
Well, I'm looking at an ex-player and an ex-coach in the room right now. I'm guessing you guys have already talked about that 5-on-3. How vital is that? Like, if you don't convert in that situation when you're on the road, that's a big deal. That can be a turning point in a game, in my mind.
I think one of the things for me, Craig, though, it looked like a team that didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at the second game into the season, and I know you do work on the 5-on-3, but you're spending so much more time working on your 5-on-4 early in the season that hopefully now they get back to the drawing board, because it looked like they didn't have a plan, and they should have 2 or 3 routes that you got pre-planned. We're going to run this one first, this one second, this one third. We're going to know what we're going to do, and it just didn't look like that.
They didn't have like a shot threat. It wasn't really set. And you know, at the very least, like when you're running a PP, you obviously want to score, but if you're not scoring, you want to get shots and at least generate some momentum. And I mean, they didn't really have any grade A looks on that at all. Like they didn't really work it. I feel like if you're going to work it off of Kel's side, you need a little bit of motion up top, and somebody's got to pound it. Like you got to, you know, that's what she said, but somebody just got to pound it.
Okay.
First innuendo. I need to get that one out of the way. I need to get that one out of the way.
It's really what we were talking about and what Andre talked about after the game too. They haven't had a lot of time to work out, and he didn't necessarily like the movement, the structure of it. You'll get time to work on that, but it just felt like when they didn't convert there, something's going to happen. And even after that, Jason Zucker gets a penalty shot, but Igor Shesterkin makes a great save on that too. I agree with you guys. You can't be too disappointed with this effort. I thought they played really well. A lot of people thought that this was going to be a bloodbath tonight after the way the Rangers played in their last game. This is their home winner, but I thought the Coyotes competed really well tonight.
Craig, did you get a chance to ask Andre Tourigny about the lack of Logan Cooley on the 5-on-3 and on the 6-on-4 at the end of the game with the pulled goalie?
That's an off-take question.
Okay.
I know. What was he? You got to get the kid out there. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, we were surprised.
But we were surprised at his ice time already in the second. Like we thought that.
He was playing more than he did the game before.
Way more than game one.
I'd like to know, Craig, when you talk to him, are they managing him a little bit because you know that college schedule coming in? Like he played 19 minutes tonight, and then you're going back to back. Probably hasn't seen a 3 and 4 ever, and he's gonna hit that, and it's all on the East Coast. So I'm wondering, like, what if Bear was thinking? We're just going to give him a little bit. We're just going to give him a little bit of tapered. But, I mean, at the same time, he's one of your most dynamic. He's got to be out there.
Yeah, I agree. We were wondering up at the press box. But as you've probably been a part of many times, when they came off the ice tonight, they were pissed. They had just been in that melee right at the end of the game. There were some broken sticks as they came off the ice. And we were looking at each other like, probably better watch the questions tonight.
That's fair. That's fair.
I wanted Hates has got to jump that guy. Ask questions later. Lindgren too, that little rat. Just jump him. Gosh.
One other point that I wanted to make, I don't know if you've talked about it yet, Petey. Andre Tourigny expressed a lot of confidence in Connor Ingram earlier today and even yesterday, and I thought he was spectacular. He's been really good for a long time. He was a better goalie than Karel Vejmelka in the preseason. He was amazing down the stretch last season. I asked him earlier today if he basically views these two guys as even, and he didn't even try and hide from him. He said, absolutely, they're even. I don't know how the split's gonna work out. You know how you like to ride a hot goalie when you get them, so we'll see how that all plays out. But I don't know that there's even a 1A and 1B here. They're looking at these guys as pretty equal right now.
Yeah, one of the things I thought, though, for this matchup particularly, and I've talked about it on the show, how Veggie, I think, is a little busy in the net, and he slides outside of the crease at times. And against the New York Rangers, a team that plays east-west probably as well as any team in the National Hockey League, I was really happy to see Ingram in the net tonight because I think he's a little more compact. He's a little more secure inside the blue paint. So I think that was a good matchup. And now Veggie, who's 1-0, he's going into Long Island tomorrow, and it gives the team another little bit of a boost. And well, Veggie's back in. Veggie won us a game already. So I think that you're not going like on the back-to-back second night. A lot of nights you're going, well, we'll throw a backup in. You're throwing our backup in. Now Veggie's going again, and it gives you that. Are you in the kitchen?
What's going on
right now?
So when I'm at MSG, because I'm always afraid that the bus is going to leave, and by the way, the bus is leaving in 5 minutes, so I got to get out of here. I like to do my setup so I can see that. You know the ramp, JD. You know the ramp I'm talking about. I can see it from where I'm standing right now.
Watch
it's the only place I feel safe.
Watch the water from the Zamboni.
Watch those boots there going down. You know, take us out about that. She's steep.
I've seen a few of those.
It is something, though. But a side note, though, JD, that is one of those welcome to the NHL moments that Cooley is going through right now, is that walk up and down that ramp.
Great.
It's unbelievable.
That rink is a dump.
It is.
For me, I find it that bad lighting. But just walking that ramp and walking up to that stadium, I don't know if he took the bus there or he walked, but it's like he's probably kicking himself because that's just such a great feeling rolling in there.
Yeah, it is a different vibe here.
Yeah, he's passed every test. Yeah.
Well, all right, guys, I got to split. Split because this bus is going to leave. So.
Okay, well, all right. JD will see it tomorrow night.
Just go to Catch. You don't just meet the boys tomorrow. Go to Catch. meat packing, baby.
All right, guys. I'll see you.
Bye, Craig.
Bye, Craig.
Oh boy. I'm so thrown off my schedule this year.
No, and he makes the big bucks. Pop in 5 minutes.
That was.
That's it.
Oh, and he
carried him
two 2 minutes because we couldn't get his sound to work too. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, it's okay. We got it covered here.
Check it out.
But yeah, I think the point that he made about Ingram and Veggie is really interesting because even when you came in, JD, like you said, I haven't really watched Connor Ingram a lot, and I think all of us were impressed by his performance tonight. It's a unique goaltending situation for the Coyotes to be in that we just haven't seen them in for the past few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like it's kind of like when we had Kemps and Ranta there and when they were both healthy, it gives you so much more confidence, and maybe that's why they are a little bit more loose offensively because you got that backstop. And I mean, they did make some mistakes, but they also created some more offense than I've seen in previous years. So I mean, I there's nothing better as a D-man than knowing when the puck goes by you, or if you make a turnover that 85-90% chance it's getting saved, other than 50 where you're like, oh god, I can't make a mistake.
You've played for some teams, JD, that have had really powerful offenses like you have over your career. They had teams that could light it up offensively. Does this team starting to get the pieces where they can be an offensive threat?
I mean, you want to hope so. I think if everybody takes a step in the right direction. I mean, I like their first line. I think Cooley eventually might contest somebody on that line. I do really like Cooley. I wasn't sure about him, and I think he's fits in really nice. I love Krauser, Michelli. I think Michelli's, him and Carcone might battle down the line. But I mean, overall, I like what they have. And we were saying, like, my favorite line tonight was that McBain O'Brien line. And Boyd, I thought they drew some penalties.
And they played with pace too.
Ton of pace.
Yeah, and that's one thing out of that fourth line. If you can get a line that can play a little bit heavy but bring some offense and play with pace and get to the net, that's why Boyd looked good there tonight too. I want to see what they're going to do tomorrow. Like, does Carcone play back in tomorrow? I don't know. Like, we'll have to juggle something.
You want that though, you want to have you want to be able to have some guys that can come in and everybody's comfortable playing, and I think they have some more depth than they've had in the past few years. So it's like it's a good thing, and I mean, it's a big game tomorrow. I think they come out with a point or 2 points. That's a hell of a road trip to start the season.
That's tough, and that's what we were saying too. Like, you got to go with your first road trip. You couldn't go into Columbus, Nashville, and maybe even. And I know Seattle's a tough team, but you'd rather play Seattle than these three. Like, this is hard.
Yeah, it's a
tough. And the island is hard, heavy.
They have St. Louis
on the way home
too. That's
miserable.
On that trip.
Stop halfway across the country.
Get thrown a bone, eh? I
know. The Coyotes getting thrown a bone on the schedule. No.
Thursday night and then Saturday at 1. Like, you won't get home till the middle of the night. It's just ridiculous. But I can't believe Paul. Did you see Paul's comment?
What did Paul
Hoping
say?
for more than 5 minutes of Craig?
Well, he's the only one. Buddy.
You should hear the cheering going out there.
Yeah, outside. They were cut this shit. No, Paul, we're teasing.
Oh, boy. Well, let's kind of just get, I guess, not the negative, but maybe the areas of improvement out of the way early. And we started doing, instead of Petey's keys, we've done Petey's pre-scouting. And if you've been missing them, we've been tweeting them the day of the game on our Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. Petey literally does what he did for 23 years and video scouts the opposing team.
Yes.
So he did a little bit of that, but we broke it down into 4 things that the Coyotes needed to do to beat the Rangers tonight. So let's take a look at Petey's pre-scouting report. And Petey, I'll let you go.
Well, it started off that offensive turnovers. It was kind of what happened on that first goal, that pinch. Like, that's a play that defenseman can't make. And we're going to hear more from our NHL defenseman in a little bit. Defend the East-West plays. I didn't think the Rangers looked like they were an offensive powerhouse tonight. I think they were fine.
Yeah, they set, but we saw a couple times, like, are they running a 1-3-1?
Yeah, like, what didn't look like the regular Ranger team. Yeah, so I think that they stuck on that one and then stay out of the box. Well, 1 for 3. They went in the box 3 times. They gave up the game-winning goal on a power play, which is it's unfortunate. That Ranger power play can be deadly. I mean, that is so good. And Cooley, staying cool in the desert, he got another point. So you look at Cooley and Keller, both with 2-game point streaks going into and Schmaltz. Did Schmaltz get a point on that? Of course he did.
Yeah.
He's on pace for
heavy.
Yeah.
I said 164. I think he dropped a bit, but he's still on pace for
so those 3 guys are carrying the point games streaks into tomorrow's game. So yay.
And Logan Cooley is leading all rookies in points per game.
Points per game.
Because
now Bedard's played 4.
How are they?
And all 4 are they all on national TV?
Like, probably.
Like coast to coast, worldwide. Bedard.
They're heavy media attention on him right now.
Yeah, and Cooley, Cooley has 1 on ESPN Plus on Tuesday.
That might be better for him, though, for the Calder race. Stay under the radar, have a better team behind you.
And he's not forced into those situations like Bedard. We were saying this before. He's first line center, first power play, getting all those minutes. Cooley's second line, not getting some of these other minutes. He's easing into it, and I don't think there's as much pressure on him as there is on Bedard. Bedard's got a ton of pressure.
Oh, it's almost too much a little bit, but it comes with the territory. I think they're really trying to push him as the next thing to face. So did
you see Taylor Hall's comments today? Taylor Hall came up and said, "Did you see that? Yeah. He's too much."
You don't follow me on Instagram? I reposted it.
Yeah, I did.
Petey only follows
Instagram.
Petey only follows like 4 people on Instagram.
Instagram. I got Twitter. I'll follow you on Twitter, but I don't have Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram.
No, I thought it was great. Like,
you on TikTok?
No, hell no.
See, TikTok's my Instagram. I don't have either one. I have Twitter, and even that was a stretch.
Yeah.
Good Lord. All right, I'm going to move us along. You mentioned that Schmaltz got a point. He's on a bit of a heater, if you want to call a 2-game point streak a heater, but we got a little nugget before the game that Schmaltz has a lot of points against the New York Rangers. A couple of people in the office took Schmaltz anytime point tonight and cashed in. So, just the little nuggets that we try and give you.
Just pardon me. Who found that nugget?
No, he's in the room.
JD found that nugget. That was
wearing
JD's
a white
nuggets.
T-shirt.
Schmaltz mess.
And did you get it on the BetMGM app?
Yeah, cashed it. Sean literally, Sean was in the office.
He ran around the office telling people that JD said.
Sean was in the office to say goodbye. We missed Sean already, but Sean did get that in on BetMGM, and he won some money. So
good for him.
Yep. You can. We'll continue to dish out these nuggets. Petey's nuggets, JD's nuggets. Yep. All right.
My Venmo for him.
Yeah, you can leave that in the chat. So if you want to win yourself some money on BetMGM, sign up today. Use the bonus code PHNX and place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application of at least $10, and you'll receive $200 instantly in additional winnings regardless of your wager's outcome. So it doesn't matter. Even if Schmaltz didn't get a point tonight, you would still get your $200 in bonus bets, because that's what happens when you use the bonus code PHNX when you sign up. You can check out our show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
Well, of course, it wouldn't be a post-game show if we weren't drinking Four Peaks.
I brought my Rattle on Red right when they JD went with something else.
This is definitely not Four Peaks, but we'll cheer.
This is green tea.
Yeah, cheers to your first post-game show with us.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
I got the Four Peaks.
Cheers to the Coyotes being 500 after 2 games. When's the last time we said that? It wasn't last year or the year before, I'll tell you that much. But there's always a great occasion. Yeah, there's always a great occasion to enjoy Four Peaks, whether it's Rattle On, Pumpkin Porter. I saw someone in Discord sent that they were drinking double pumpkin porter
That's
tonight.
a little too much for me. Sorry.
But
double pumpkin porter.
Just the normal pumpkin porter.
The normal pumpkin porter is subtle. The double pumpkin's a little too much pumpkin.
I forgot to talk about this on the show, but I went to the Arizona State Fair last week, and I went up to the beer tent and I asked for a wow, and the guy said, "Have you ever had a wowsy?"
What's a wowsy?
And they pour half hazy and half wow. And it's like a hazy, but with like a citrusy
and
money. It was
money.
so good.
The kids would say that means good.
Yeah, as the kids say.
Good. Yeah.
So try it out next time you're at the Four Peaks 8th Street Pub or at home. You can do a little science experiment. So you can visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. I always say October is the best time at the 8th Street Pub with sign holding, Oktoberfest, and the Haunted Brewery Tours are right around the corner. You can check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly.
I do like Jamie's comment there.
Void in Ontario, just like Stanley Cup chances.
What's the Cale Brady saying? Should have given JD a read just for fun.
See what you really learned while in the Q schooling. Yeah, you want to do the next ad read?
Oh no, hell no. No chance.
Caleb's a teacher.
The talent doesn't do that. No,
Caleb's talent.
Caleb's
not
a
the
teacher.
talent.
not the talent.
Yeah,
Not
he's gonna submit a writer next. Like, damn, what are we gonna have to?
Ask Petey to define Riz.
Yeah,
I know
Riz.
Riz. Of course. My kid's 25 years old.
Yeah.
It's
Game?
kid's got Riz. My kid's got Riz, I think. A little bit of Riz.
Just saying the words, not explaining what is.
No,
this?
it's you've got the ability
Charisma.
to attract
charisma.
to attract the young ladies. He's got game.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
it's got
what Riz
Riz.
came from. Charisma.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Charisma.
Well, see, I didn't know that. I just
Well, speaking of things the young kids say.
I use drip. I use that all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh my God. Speaking of things
You do.
the young kids
the
say,
drip.
you know,
On the walk and a talk.
a phrase on the internet when
Yes.
when someone performs really well is he's got that dog in him.
He's got the dog in him.
And we decided we're gonna run with it for the season as our player of the game. And this definitely could have
Who's
gone.
got the dog in
This
him
definitely
tonight?
could have gone to Connor Ingram because he was unbelievable tonight. But there was a one goal scorer and he deserves it, and it's Clayton Keller. He's got that desert dog in him. 1 goal, 5 shots on goal. He was
Led the
hungry for
team.
one. His
More shots on
first
That was
first
bad.
goal of the season, and again, points in 2 straight games. So well on his way to hopefully tying or beating the single season record.
It's funny. Last year when he came off that broken leg in that first 5 games, he was sneaky getting points. Like I didn't even notice Keller tonight. And you go, oh shit, he got 2 points. I think he's more noticeable offensively right now than it was a year ago. Can he break the record this year? I don't know. Is he going to get that ice time? Is he going to get all those touches that Cooley maybe gets some? I don't know. But he's becoming the bona fide leader of this team offensively.
Yeah.
I think he has been too for a while. I mean, he's such a great kid, works hard. I mean, and I'd like to see him bury that second one.
Yeah.
Just a little high and wide fella if he sees this.
When he see
and that
open net.
face was just
Oh.
watch that body language.
So
But no,
he played with him when he was just starting, right?
Yeah, I came in, was his first year.
Yeah.
All those guys, it's always fun, and it's fun watching them.
Yeah.
Kind of grow up and seeing their games evolve. It's like it's a good thing as a player when you're done playing, just to see those guys that kind of you had for the first part of their career, and they're doing so well. And I mean, every year he takes a step in the right direction. So if he keeps doing that, I mean, and especially after that injury, like that's a tough injury to come back from. And I think he's looked good. He doesn't even show any signs of that lingering at all.
I've got a tough question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Sweet.
Because this came up in the show earlier in the week. Clayton Keller, I think, is the leader of this team. This team has not had a captain since Oliver Ekman-Larsson left. How do you feel about there not being a captain on your team? You've been in the locker room. Is it important? Is it not important? The coach Cherney says he wants it to lead as a group. And is it a big deal or not a big deal?
I can't stand it when they just give
give it to
4
them.
letters out and get out of the way.
Yeah.
Just stop making it about,
Yeah.
like even that. I can't stand the like 6 or 7 letters, the road guys. Like everybody in that locker room knows who the leader is, regardless of the letter. So I'm a firm believer is you want a unified voice. So you want a guy that's the link between the coaches and the players.
Yes.
And whoever that is, whoever the coach decides, that's the guy. But ultimately, you have your 4 guys. Everybody knows who they are. Give it to them. Just get out of the way. Stop making it. Somebody's got to earn it. What do you want guys to do? Just start yelling in the room. Like guys are, who everybody is. So if you're waiting for somebody to kind of take the leadership role, guys are going to be going outside of themselves anyway. So you know who it is. So just give.
Can you lead without a letter?
Of course, I did that.
Exactly.
Did that for 13 years.
Yeah, but no, but that's true. And some of those veteran guys don't. And I've seen coaches bring veteran guys into the room and go, you know what? I'm not giving you a letter, but you're still a leader in this team. It doesn't matter. Like Richie's a guy I think is an example. Like Brad Richardson's a leader. Sorry, he is. 100%. He just is. You don't have to put a C on Brad Richardson. He's a leader.
Yeah.
Clayton Keller, to me, is the leader of this team. Get it over with. Give him the C, and let's move on. I cannot believe we're still talking about it 2 years later.
It's crazy, and I don't know. The longer you wait, too, it's like, well, then if you give Kels the letter and then things don't go the right way, well, then what do? You waited 2 years just to waste the letter, and then you do the whole thing all over again. I mean, you got Kels, you got Krauser, you have like a Bukestad or a Zucker that's in, and then you have Dumba, and just get out of the way, or even Schmaltzy. It's like. Just give them the 4 and just beat it. Get out of the room. Like just let the guys they're there, and I know it leaves too much room for overthinking it, and then guys don't care that much. about it. You know, it's an honor.
Absolutely.
It's a privilege to have it.
Yeah.
But again, like guys are going to go to the leaders regardless.
Yes.
And coaches and GMs can see it even though they don't want to throw it out. But it's just make the decision.
I'm glad you said that because I am really curious from a player's perspective. We've talked about it a lot, and I agree with you. I think they just do it.
And the worse than not giving a letter is when they have like 8.
Yeah,
which we know
on the Browns you wear these, and on the Reds you get these, and the blacks there's these, and the whites there's these. You have 2 on each jersey.
Like you're a road assistant. Like what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Like
so Stan Wilson, the equipment manager, literally had the letters on Velcro that year.
Oh my God!
They had to. You had to.
I had a good story with Stan. I think it was, I played 13 years and I get to training camp, and I think my whole career I always got that horrible, shitty first preseason game on the road.
Oh, of course.
And that was like my only time. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the A. And I'd be like, I'm like, fuck, here we go, JD's cooking. And I think we got to the last game of preseason. I think it was like my second to last year in AZ, or it was like maybe the first game of the season. So I put my jersey on, and I'm like, crap, I got an A. I'm like, unbelievable, like finally, somebody's seeing what I do around here. And then I think it was Stano walks in. He goes, "Oh, sir, that should be there. Let's rinse it off." And I'm like, got it. All the guys are staring at me, kind of looking like that one
sucks.
That's such a
I had
bummer.
my.
Oh my
almost.
God.
I was made in the shade, you know.
Oh boy. All right. Well, let's continue to talk about.
Let's talk about the show.
Let's talk about this game. And there was a comment from Matt earlier saying Dermott was the unsung dog tonight, and I feel like Dermott, his game was a tale of 2 halves. Maybe he made some mistakes, which we'll talk about in just a second. But he did redeem himself on another 2-on-1 a little bit later in the game. So I think we should talk about the first 2-on-1 that led to the first Rangers goal. And we have actually a Petey's Puck Talk, except it's not a Petey's Puck Talk. It's a JD's Puck Talk.
Oh, it's not a nugget thing. It's the puck.
JD's Puck Talk. There you go.
Look at that.
So
10 years in the West and not a can to be seen.
Fantastic.
White as a ghost.
So JD's going to walk us through what went wrong on the Rangers 2-on-1 that led to their first goal of the game. So JD, I'm gonna.
And you know what? This is from a defenseman perspective. This is a guy that's literally been on the ice during these situations from a National Hockey League defenseman walking you through the play. I don't know if it gets better than that.
All right, so let's see what happened.
All right. Obviously, we all know that you got a 3-on-3 rush coming out of the zone. I'm going to be up on the mic here. Here we go. I sat back. I got cool with it. So right now you're 3-on-3. You could probably argue it's a 2-on-2. So Dumba's up. This is fine as a D-man. You want to be supporting the rush, hoping that something, maybe Keller, as you can see, Keller's going wide. If he gets this puck, it can potentially be a 2-on-1. So move it forward here. And then we're still good. The puck goes into the corner. Dumba's in a great spot. Everything's good. Everything's fine. He's got support behind him. Move it one more. Right here, there's no more puck control. As a D-man, you are thinking what that arrow is saying is get the hell out of there because there's a lot of things that can go wrong here. I know Dums is kind of thinking, a 50-50. I can get there potentially. I understand he's got support still, but one thing you're taught is never trust a forward. Next one. Now this is the holy shit moment of all 3 below the goal line, which regardless of forward or 2 forwards and a D, you never want to see this because one play makes the puck go by and it's a look at you got 3 Rangers jerseys plus a 4th, and then as you can see, Barrett Hayton, the only smart one, is going, like, oh God. In his head, he's going, oh God, I got to get back. Cue the last one. You got Dermott in a great spot.
Yeah,
and
he's fine.
He's fine here. Listen, if you're going to pinch, I'm fine with it. You got to get the puck, though, because if you don't get the puck, as we said, it's a 2-on-1. Hates is the only one who's got a right idea right now. Who's got the right idea. You got to either get the puck or the man. I would rather him just fade back into the middle and just hope that, Dumba gets back and you negate that 3-on-2. But he doesn't. There's the pinch. Here's Hates going, oh my God.
I have a forward playing a 3-on-1?
Yeah, I didn't train for this. Nobody taught me this. Poor kids, get me back. Now you got 4 blue jerseys ahead of 3 white jerseys. Not what you want to see. I thought he played it well, though. right up to this point, keep the puck outside the hash marks. He's got one play. You just don't want to let it go through your triangle. But I think he lets him get right here. You let him get the shot. Connor's in a great position. He just needs to keep pump faking him. And as a D-man, you want to kind of play a game of cat and mouse, we call it. And then you want to fade to the back post. Or if you're there where Yates is, take a shot at it, because you'd rather the puck get moved across now than on the last clip here, right here, because Connor Ingram's down. There's nothing he can do. This is on goalie pre-scouting games where he's weak on a backdoor tap in, empty net. So it's just, we call that October mistakes. Yeah. I think it's all avoidable. Listen, these guys they're going to iron that out. That'll be on the video, and guys will everybody went to the bench there and probably said, yeah, he knew. I got it. You know, that's the one you go to the bench and you the coach doesn't say anything to you, and Delma probably looks down and says, sorry, boys, I'll get that next time. And same with Dermott. But, things happen. And, as a forward, don't trust the forwards. As a D, don't trust the forwards. Yeah. And as a forward, when you see that, either dive or do something. But I think it's one goal. Thought they played a great game over. I love their game. It's just October mistakes that get ironed out. Do you
think, though, part of it with Dermott, too, he's a guy that hadn't played a lot over the last 2 years because he's faced a lot of injuries. He's in Madison Square Garden. The rink is buzzing. It's still the first period. There's a lot going on. Do you think it's just like, it's not a mistake where he was being lazy. He's being exuberant. Do you think that might get to you a little bit, too?
I think we call it, it's just a brain fart. Yeah. I think he sees it and go, sometimes you're halfway, and as a D-man, I've been there, and you're like, well, I'm dead no matter what. Yeah. Because I've already went in the wrong direction, so I'm either going to fall on my sword and kind of let it go. But, you just can't have three guys below the goal line, and then you can't pinch if there's three guys below the goal line because, and obviously, credit to them. They made a great play on the wall and then a great pass. So that was they took advantage of the mistake, and they're opportunistic.
That was a great breakdown. Thank you
for
that.
Not bad, right? Yeah. A couple stutters.
Yeah, no, you're all good. First show. We have a $10 super chat from Tyler. Said this goes to JD to drink more.
He's drinking. He's got his green tea.
Yeah,
he's the responsible one.
Drink 4 Peaks.
Yeah. Look, it's in the 4 Peaks glass too. And Daniel, I think we had another super chat earlier.
Plus, it's his first show. He wants.
There's a super chat tab.
I don't know if I drank on my first show. Yeah, I probably did.
So
it's green tea.
Yeah, that's what I mean for you.
Yeah, exactly. So John sent us a $5 super chat earlier and said, "Why was Cooley not used on the 5-on-3?"
You and me both, Steiny. Yeah. We were all sitting there going, "Is he out there?" No, I can't.
Well, we had to pull up the time on ice sheet to make sure where he was. He definitely played fewer minutes in the third than the first and second. And as Craig mentioned, he didn't ask about that tonight, but maybe we'll get more clarity tomorrow. But again, just managing his time on ice.
Yeah, good for Bear if he is. Yeah. But, at the same time, I think pick your spots. I think maybe a 5-on-3, maybe not, you went that last minute of the second. Maybe you don't want to put him out there, but I think fresh ice, start of the second, give the kid a look here.
Yeah. And I think in the beginning of it, too, you put Bukestad out there to win the draw, which I think you don't want Cooley taking that draw. I'm sorry. I know he said he was 3 wins, 2 losses, but still.
You want Bukey.
You want Bukestad taking that draw. Okay. So off the center ice faceoff, if you lose it, they're just going to dump it down, waste a few seconds. So I think, I agree with you. I'd like to have seen him get a little taste of it at least.
I would have liked Bukey net front too. Yeah. That guy's, what is he, 6'9"?
Yeah, I like Bukey net front.
Just get him in front
I do like Bukey net front.
Yeah, tell him don't move. Just don't move and take a defender out and again, establish a shot, but again, that gets all ironed out.
Are you laughing at Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick.
Petey definitely drank his first shot.
Nick's from down at Tucson. He's probably right. Thanks, Nick.
Breakdowns like that, and we're a napkin Petey away from having a new guy. No! Caleb, Caleb had to throw a shot at you.
Wow.
You throw shots at Caleb every show.
Fair, Caleb. I don't know if he showered this weekend.
Caleb
there you go.
You let Hates live with you. What do you think of his progress and how many points does he get this year? He left me for greener pastures. That's for sure. He left me for the money. But I think he's with Kells now. But I think we were talking about adaptability and guys in the NHL. We were specifically talking about Bukestad. Nick came in in the league and he was kind of touted as a power play guy, like a Tage Thompson of sorts, and it didn't really work out for me. Had a lot of injuries. and he decided to, he adapted and he became a checker. He still has that scoring touch and that offensive side to him, but he's more known for a checker face-off guy. It's kept him in the league for this much longer. And Hates at the start of his career had a hard time finding where he was. He was a little bit of a tweener, and I think he settled into this two-way role, and which I thought was their goal for him initially. And I think he's done great. I would have liked him to jump Lindgren, that little shit. But I'm glad he got the cross-check in and he's playing with a little bite because, I think that's another thing he could add is we were saying that even with Schmaltzy, but when he adds that bite to him, he's a big boy. He's a moose. So he's like...
I do have a question about Barrett Hayton for you, and this is another perspective of a player. Barrett Hayton's drafted 5th overall. And so the expectations are, he's got to lead the team in points and scoring. He's 5th overall. Is it okay if he's on a top line center right now, but let's say Cooley over the time that Cooley gets at and Barrett Hayton's a second line or even a third line center, but it's a good team and they're a team competing for the playoffs every year. Is that still a win if he's an everyday player in the NHL on a second or a third line?
I believe so, because I think your goal as drafting is you just want to put together the best NHL team possible to win games. You're trying to win games, it's it's the whole baseball theory. You're trying to Billy Bean. You're trying to buy wins. You're trying to win games. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Part of that's on the development side as well. Hates came in that year and he was scratched and Bags getting by himself with coaches. Like, you can't get better that way. You have to play. Yeah. It's kind of the similar situation with Shane Wright. Everybody expects him to shoot the lights out, but sometimes it doesn't happen. But if you can teach a kid, like he's learned to be a two-way dependable guy, he's adapted and seeing that, okay, there's a lot of offense here. If I can play with Kells and Schmaltzy, I'll protect him a little bit, make some plays, go to the net and create chances. I mean, I'm going to play a long time in the career and a long time in the NHL. And that should be the goal of players. Especially when you're kind of finding your way. Obviously if you're going to be Kells or Jack Hughes or these guys and you're just born into it. Yeah. A lot of guys got to find their own way in. It's not just like predetermined. And as a team, you're just trying to put everyday NHL players together that can compete and win games and get to the playoffs.
But you look at the Edmonton Oilers have the high end talent, but they're not winning cups.
No,
you're winning cups because you build the team. And the guys on the third line and fourth line are just as important.
Well, that's what we saw from Vegas.
Yeah.
Like the depth, the complete depth.
Michael had a good playoffs, but it was a full. Yeah. Vegas was a team.
You win top to bottom. It's organizationally at the end of the day, it ends with the player. But organizationally, you need to develop guys. You need to make them feel comfortable, have confidence. And then the coach needs to put the right guys out there. And shout out to Nick Jarmelson. He had one of the best quotes I've heard in the NHL, and it's very simple. As you just said, things play out the way they're supposed to play out in the league. You're either good enough to win or you're not good enough to win. There's no excuses. It's just the way it happens, and it's either your time or it's not. So you're trying to put together a team where it's their time. Oh, wisdom too.
Yeah, I like that too.
He's buzzing. He's buzzing. Oh, listen, he's got Riz. He's buzzing, and he's getting the full PHNX experience tonight. We had the D-backs crew, the Suns crew, all in the house. We had overflow of the More Furniture recliners, which JD got to experience for the first time. We were reclining during that whole game, which was great. The only thing we didn't bring was the Circle K snack cart. We literally have a snack cart that we didn't bring out.
But I have a feeling though, JD probably still eats healthy. Though I don't know how much snacks.
Yeah,
Are you a snack guy?
Not
Chips?
really. No.
There's a lot of salty. We have some salty.
No, I'm an emotional eater, and
but you can find some good stuff.
Anxiety on turnovers anymore,
you can find some good snacks at healthy snacks
at Circle K.
And you drive a car, so you got to get gas.
Well, the best thing on Circle K is they're literally everywhere, and they have I don't know if you know about this, a new Inner Circle program. Yes, if you sign up, it's free.
Okay.
You save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups after joining.
Who can beat that?
Jumping.
Yeah, I mean,
Darren Pang.
Who can beat that?
Yeah.
So you can join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. The terms and conditions apply at participating locations, but I have yet to see a location that does not accept.
That's right. Sorry.
No, you're good. Visit CircleK.com for details. Ezra says, do you have any intel on Schmaltz's singing ability? We have heard he's quite the karaoke fiend.
I don't know if he's like most charisma, most Riz. I don't know if he quite knows the words, but he can belt out wagon wheel like
Schmaltzy can.
Nobody.
Schmaltzy.
He doesn't get all the words right, but I tell you what, he gets the place hopping.
But if I don't know Schmaltzy in that arena. I know Schmaltzy's a pretty quiet guy. Like I can't see him doing that at all.
He's shout out to his brother Butter Golf.
repping.
Merch, repping Butter Golf. Local
See,
company.
he's doing ad reads. Look at
Local
him.
company. George Schmaltz, Jay Swish, his brother actually.
Yeah.
But no, he's when you get him opened up, he's great. That's what she said.
He probably doesn't do this though, right?
You just don't acknowledge it. But just keep going.
But
the office is too.
But Schmaltzy probably does not enjoy the next sponsor. Probably.
No, but our friend Derek does, because he literally walked into our studio. Listen, D-backs are in the NLCS. It's stressful. Derek walked in with a bag of OGs.
Is that true?
He literally walked in with OGs because why wouldn't you? They're there for you in the big moments of your life when you need them. OGs, they got indica, they have sativa, microdose, happy balance, whatever it is you're looking for in delicious flavors, the fruits, the creams. Have you had OGs before?
I might have to go in there.
Okay, we have them here in the office, so I'll send you home with some samples. You can check out our friends at OG's Brands for yourself and try one or a few of their many delicious flavors. You can check them out across all socials at OG's Brands and online at ogsbrands.com to find them at a local dispensary near you. You must be 21 or older to enjoy responsibly. Okay, well, let's look ahead because the Coyotes play again tomorrow. This is no easy road trip, as we talked about. And let's see what's up ahead on the upcoming schedule. Islanders tomorrow.
What's a tough one?
Right back in it. And then you got St. Louis on Thursday before coming back home for a matinee home opener against
going on the road again.
Anaheim.
Matinee home opener?
Yeah, 1 o'clock after coming back
I know
on
I'm with
Thursday
I'm
night.
with the NHL Network, but come on, Gary.
Help us
out
a ball. No
I
chance.
love the guy. He's,
no chance.
Yeah, we are you kidding? We love Gary Bettman
I'm
here.
on payroll, but give him a look here.
Yeah,
We love Gary Bettman.
No chance. And then they get up the next day and they fly out Monday to LA.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's nice. Saturday, you get,
Sunday's a day off.
After,
Sunday's a day off after that trip.
But so what do you guys think about the Islanders tomorrow night?
I haven't watched much of them, but I know last game they won. Standard. They're gonna play that standard game.
It's going to be just a
smother you.
They're smothered. They're a boring team to watch. They're not the pace of the Rangers or the Devils. No. They got a couple guys with a little offense, but they're bigger guys. You got Nelson and Lee, and I don't think this game is in the Coyotes' wheelhouse. I don't think they can play like this on a back-to-back. I'm worried. Sorokin
have to score first.
Yeah,
and this
team will lock it down.
We're talking about tests. Like this is Cooley's kind of passed every test. First preseason game, beautiful goal, and obviously he's had a hard shake at it. He had to go to Australia, come back, and then now he's got his first game on the road. Yep. Now he's doing his first back-to-back. They're playing 19 minutes tonight, so we'll see how he does. And I mean, they're gonna lean. They lean on you, and you just don't want to give up. You just got to get the first one there, because if you don't get the first one, it's kind of it's uphill all night. So
and their goaltending is usually solid, and this team is 1-9 their last 10 trips into Long Island, so that doesn't bode well either.
There you go. There's a little betting insider as well if you want to bet.
But every team's different. I always hate those stats that go, over the last 20 years they've won 3.
Unless it's the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Coyotes.
And Jeremy Roenick played 20 years ago.
Unless it's the Coyotes beating the Leafs.
So anyway, I think they got their hands full tomorrow, and I think that you're going to start. This is their 3rd and 4. I think guys are going to be tired tomorrow. They got to. Hopefully, they throw in a couple of new guys in the lineup. I'd
like to see Karks.
Yeah, Carcone come back.
Yeah, that was one thing.
That could give him a spark.
That was one thing we didn't get to ask Craig about, was the move to.
I don't think he asked. I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask anything. Fly him across the country.
You right?
Fly him across the country. I'm not going to ask him that.
No, I'm good.
Buddy, I could sit here and not ask questions. Save yourself the airfare.
It's wild too, because he's got Larry Brooks right across the hall. You bet your bottom dollar
Larry Brooks is asking.
Why wasn't Cooley on that?
Guy's hell of he's a bad guy.
Yeah, but we did see some lineup changes besides just Ingram. Obviously, Troy Stetcher replaced Josh Brown. Boyd replaced Carcone. Do you guys expect it to flip back?
I would think Carcone would be in the lineup tomorrow. Brown, I'm not sure.
I mean, Brown heavy. You might need him heavy.
You might need it. Yep. I say they bring them both in.
Back to back. Sometimes you get a little.
I'd bring them both in.
More reaching penalties.
It would be interesting to see who sits, though. Does Dermott get the, hey, buddy, took that penalty, you got the pinch, we watched Dermott out.
We watched the breakdown of your pinch on the PHNX Coyotes show.
I don't know.
Buddy, you know they're watching it on the bus.
Hello, I know you're on the bus watching.
I'm not. Yeah. Maybe that I'm on. That's why. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say who I think should be out, but if I'm a coach, I mean, you're just gonna flip flop Stetch.
I agree.
And Brown.
It's an easy decision. It's you're 3 games into the season. It's a back-to-back. Get fresh legs in. I always question. Like, I'm always a believer in guys that are dinged up and hurt. Like,
unless it's like your team's rolling, and this is kind of a year they're you gotta put your best foot forward as well. I'm with you there. And there's always there's guys you don't want to take a guy out that had a good game, but after a loss, I know the juju is always. Yeah. I was surprised they changed it up after a win.
Yeah.
In net. Well, in net too.
And net's fine. And net, it's fine because I like both these goalies. But
how many times have you heard that as a player? Because I've been on the other side of the coach's room door where they go, well, we can't change the lineup. We got to win. And I'm like, what the hell does that got to do with it? Like, this guy's got to come out of the lineup. He was awful or whatever. And it's always, well, we got to win. Well, no, it's okay. Like, I want the best chance to win tomorrow. Like, whatever 100%. That is. If it's the same lineup because they're rolling, everybody's playing good, great. But if there's a guy that I didn't think played well or is dinged up or didn't have a lot of minutes and we can get some fresh legs in, I hated that excuse of, well, we got to win.
Would you pull a guy out, though, if he had a goal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Petey, don't you dare.
Yeah.
I got pulled out after a goal once, scored a game winner.
And you got out?
Like, you're not. Early in my career, they're like, you're not going tomorrow. I was like, what?
Oh, God.
See, it's funny, though, because I literally had no pull. I mean, JD knows this. I got no pull. They'd ask. Like, Tippa would ask, Tucka would ask. They don't care. But they'd still ask what I thought. And you would just, if the players could hear the conversations that coaches have on the lineups, it's unbelievable sometimes how a guy gets to get in the lineup and another guy isn't. It's amazing to me, the discussions that happen behind those doors. And if the players could hear the transparency, I don't know how they'd feel about it.
I guess if there's an open door communication and you're being honest with a guy, like, that's the big issue with that.
Yes.
It's like, if you're just telling a guy, oh, you played great, we're going another way, it's like, you're not being honest. Just tell the guy, we wanted to pull you out. You looked a little slow. You looked a little slow, but you're going to be back in. But at least guys can appreciate that. They won't be happy with it. But there's nothing worse as a player than being in the dark on something.
So here's my thing. And have you ever played for Tortorella? Did you have him anywhere?
I did not. But I was just with somebody. I was with Brad Richardson. And shout out to Richie. That he was. We were just talking about Torts actually 2 days ago, and he said, "I was like, how's Torts?" Like, I'm like, seems like a dick.
Yeah,
this is what it is.
Yep.
And he goes, actually, he's like, you get through that training camp. He's like, the one great thing about him is he's 100% transparent and honest.
Yep.
He tells you, I don't think you should be in tonight, so you're not in. Deal with it.
Here's
Come
why.
back better.
But does that make and that's why the perception that he's kind of a dick. He was here when he was an assistant coach here. He's one of the first coaches I ever had. He's a fantastic human being. Unbelievable nice guy. People confuse he's a jerk with honesty. He's blatantly honest. And I've had coaches that not always completely honest and just tell a guy. Being honest, I told that to my kid. Be honest in your relationships with your parents, your teachers, your bosses. Just be honest. Yeah. It's hard to be honest sometimes. But just be honest.
And it hurts guys' pride a little bit, but
Well, wouldn't you rather have it straight?
Her pride is sometimes better than not knowing.
Yeah.
Because then you're not knowing and you're like,
I agree.
You go in bed at night and that guy's like, well, did I do something wrong? What did I do wrong? They don't like me.
Yeah.
And sometimes the guy's like, listen, it's not that I don't like you. It's just that this is the way it is. It's as a player, there'll always be like, because I've been through that. So it's like, I'll always have a little pullback on that because it's like, screw you, coach. But at the same time, I think honesty is the better way to go and being truthful. And you want to put the best skaters out there. But also, like, I do believe that when guys feeling it, he scored a goal, has a couple points, it's always tough because that's the confidence killer. And then you bring the guy back in and you don't know. And that's also like every guy's different, like you know how it is as a coach. Like, you almost got to be a psychologist. Like,
it's the same as being a boss. Like, you have to know the personalities of your employees. It's the same with a coach. Like 100%. Here, the way that our boss talks to me is different than the way that he talks to Petey, and that's what a good coach does. And I think you talk about the new era of coaches and the old school, the tough guy, and everyone. People might look at today's players and call them like quote unquote soft, but I just think you have to adapt to different. You're a better coach that way, and I think I'm not in the room, but I think that's the perception of Andre Tourigny and why he gets so through to this particular group, because he knows what makes everybody tick
and how to approach those guys different.
And he coaches this team extremely well, and that's why this team overachieved last year, and it's why they're where they are now in the rebuild.
Agreed.
Just put Cooley on the power play.
Yeah. and then everything will be fine.
And the 5-on-3. Put Cooley on the 5-on-3.
Just get him over 20 minutes. That'd be
He'll get there. Any other final thoughts on the game? Anything that we didn't talk about from this particular game?
No, but I think as a Coyote fan, I think you can walk away from this one going, this is okay. Like, this was a good effort. You played one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. 2-1 loss in their building. I think this is...
It's kind of a win in a way.
Yeah, clearly this is not panic button time. They're fine. It was a good game.
They'll have more... Like, the Rangers will have more negative stuff in their meetings when they're with Laviolette than the Coyotes will.
Yes.
And maybe it is teams are taking them lightly, but, I mean, if team's going to take you lightly, don't interrupt them. Just go... I think they're just now... You gotta win. You take that loss. It's a good loss. You learn from it, but you have it's 1-1. You have your foot on their neck. Just put them out of their misery. So
and as someone said way earlier in the chat, we don't even need to look for it, but somebody said all we wanted last year was close games.
Yes, we said that.
That's literally all we said, because we
compete. Stay close.
Listen, anything to get through. I know, but
please don't lose by a lot.
But listen, our first ever post-game show ever on the show was an 8-2 loss. And game 1 and game 2 identical last year, or 6-2 loss, 6-3 loss. Yeah. So to be in game 2 and have it be a 2-1 loss and the team's 500,
we're fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So with that, let's take a look at the punch card, because I know it's everybody's favorite part of the show. And maybe we will get to it in a second. That's okay. We'll get to it in a second. Before we get to the punch card, JD, are you a sunglasses guy? Do you rock shades around town?
No, 95% of the vitamin D that your body takes in is through your eyes, so you shouldn't be wearing sunglasses.
Okay, well,
you should wear them.
I might be a little off, but
you should wear them if you're Shady Rays.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, but you should wear Shady Rays, though.
Ask me that. I'm a cook.
I should have warned you.
Okay, sorry. No, scroll.
Yeah, Shady Rays. We love Shady Rays.
But if you're Shady Rays, you wear that shit.
You wear that shit.
Or I'm coming.
There you go.
Shit.
Wear that shit. If you want to try them on in person, you can swing by Kierland. They have a brick and mortar location. Some people like to try on.
Yes.
But scroll their website. If you've never been on their website, they have amazing styles, great colors, and super affordable prices. I don't know how you do it, because my eyes hurt. And the best part about Shady Rays, polarized sunglasses as well, which is great. Super
and we
durable.
like the price too, because you can match your outfits with them. They're a great price.
Amazing
so
price.
So if you want blue pair, black pair, green pair.
We have a great deal.
What's the deal, Leah?
Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
Here's the thing, though. Shady Rays convinced me.
You're convinced.
Send me some and convince me.
There you go.
There it is.
There you go. That's all.
Make me a believer.
Yeah, we got you. I'm a believer. I'm a believer for sure in Shady Rays. We'll get to the punch card at the very end. We've talked a lot about Logan Cooley, and that's because he should be talked about. And if you haven't seen our brand new shirt, oh my goodness. Have you seen our new shirt?
I have not.
Okay, let's look at the new shirt. We got our new Logan Cooley shirt. Circa NHL 94, a little Logan Cooley action. So if you want to rep Logan Cooley at Mullet or just around town, you can buy this right now at phnxlocker.com. If you're a diehard, you can get this at 20% off. If you're not a diehard and you want this shirt for free, you can sign up right now to become a diehard and claim this as your free shirt when you sign up, because you get a free shirt or hat every year when you sign up, you also get access to our Discord and 20% off merch and events as well, and access to Die Hard only content on the website. We also try and do Die Hard only hangouts on Discord, which we're going to continue hopefully soon. But yeah, just a ton of great perks to becoming a diehard, and we hope that you join our family.
I might rock that tomorrow.
That
You got that
t-shirt?
in studio?
No, you have to order it.
But look at N Barn. Loving having JD on the show.
Lots
Thanks,
of love.
Just don't get too comfortable.
N Barn 182.
And he will be here this whole week. I know someone asked.
I'm here tomorrow.
Yeah, and Thursday.
And then Thursday.
Yeah.
Without you, though.
Yeah.
Without my... we call you my security blanket.
Yeah. So I will be missing the rest of the shows this week.
You are to me what I was to Ekman Larson.
Oh, yeah. It's true. It is
Security
true.
blanket.
Why? You two were really good together.
Yeah, when they played us together.
I know. I liked it.
That's all right. We're good.
I did have you in the
doing
lineup.
good. I love him in Florida. Played well.
We're getting close. It's possible.
We're getting close to the punch card.
To the punch card.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening. It's okay. No one can see what we're seeing right now. Drop a t-shirt emoji in the chat if you order the shirt. Drop a hashtag diehard. Petey literally ordered the shirt. Yeah, like on the show last night.
I also ordered the Diamondbacks baseball shirt. The
we're
swear
effing
one.
dangerous.
We're effing dangerous.
Is that game over? What's that score right now?
No, who's
don't
over
know.
there right now? Is that basketball?
That's
the basketball game's on.
They lost 5-3.
Yeah.
They made it close. They got. You know what? Not
that's
bad.
That's a hard barn to play.
Yeah, that's really tough.
That team's on fire in that building. Yeah, you wanted to get out of there with one, so they still got tomorrow.
Yeah, D-backs. That barn and D-backs. The last game was good.
Can the Coyotes make the playoffs this year, JD?
I'm always like, listen, your goal is to make it.
Yeah.
So depends on. I mean, so many things got to go your way. It's such a hard playoffs to make. I think they're going to be better than everybody thinks this year, and they're going to improve on last season.
Which is all you can ask for.
And again, whether they make the playoffs off of that, I'm hoping they do, because. But it's a tough.
Okay, playoffs in the mullet. Can't.
Don't let me I can go here.
I was talking to hockey legend Cliff Fletcher today, and I told him, I said, "How about Leafs Coyotes Stanley Cup Final in the mullet?"
I think
Cliff didn't think Cliff didn't think that
have an aneurysm.
I didn't think it was funny.
Probably didn't think it was funny.
Oh boy. Okay. Well,
maybe the Gila would have us back. Or Desert Diamond.
No,
Desert Diamond just for the playoffs.
So.
Just throw some
why don't they
ice
put
down?
it? No. Why don't you just go to the football stadium and play outside in the playoffs
for the whole playoffs?
The playoffs in May and June in Arizona.
Probably a little tired. Probably a little tough.
Sweating your back.
Probably a little tough.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Never mind. All right. Well, we do have the punch card. So without further ado.
We do have the punch card.
Hey. Defy the odds. All right. As we mentioned. Two down, 80 to go.
Doesn't that just look daunting? Doesn't that look daunting? Look at all those.
Tyler.
Look at all those. Look at all of those.
Isn't it wild to see that? And then all of a sudden,
it just makes you sick.
In 3 months, you're like, wow, the season flew by.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But now you look at that and you're like, you're on the bus, you're like, boys, we got 80 of these. Like,
I've been in, like, you did this too. Like, my wife would count down. But you used to not count down until, like, the last 10. You're like, oh, we got 15 games left or 10 left. That 1 year, this team was, you were probably there, where the team was out of it by November, December.
That was my first year.
My wife put on the garage door,
by October 8th.
35 to go, and you're going, what? 35?
I always did it in games of 10.
Yeah.
So 8 times 10, and then 2 for the Holy Spirit.
It is so,
at the end,
buddy, it is long, isn't it?
By 10.
It's a grind. And you played in it. I can't even imagine that.
It goes quick, though. That's the thing. Like, once you get
once you're in it.
These first 10 games are you're like, oh wow, this is gonna be long, and then all of a sudden you kind of get into the swing,
the rhythm. But I was like that at the beginning of the season, where it was hard to get in the routine of going to the rink every day and being late nights and traveling. So like that first 10 games, and then when the season ended, the next day, like the very next day, season, you packed up, wrapped up, exit meetings, you're done. That 10 days was hard too, getting used to the not going to the rink every day. So it was always those transition times I was really hard with.
You're like, what now?
Yeah, my family was
11
like,
a.m.
stay away from me. Exactly. My family stayed away.
Yeah.
Beginning or end. Okay. Good talk, Russ.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for being with us in the chat. Hit the like button on this video if you haven't already. Give a thumbs up for JD's first post-game appearance. of the week. Not his first, but not his last.
No.
We appreciate you all so much. And be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Stick around. You can catch the PHNX D-backs postgame show right after we finish here if they haven't started already. And then you got PHNX Suns postgame later in the night. There's always a lot going on. You can follow all of us on Twitter at SPetersHockey, at Leah Merrill, at Jason Demers 5. Correct?
I think that's
I looked.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, at Jason Demers 5.
I know my Venmo though.
Yeah, you can
for that schmaltz
for the schmaltz
that schmaltz bet. It was in there. My Venmo, Jason Demers 55.
And then Danielle's is Abraca Danielle. You can figure that out for yourselves. Yes.
Abraca Danielle.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
It's an Adventure Time reference.
Oh, okay.
It's a what?
Adventure Time?
I don't know.
Yeah, I figured.
Lost me on that too.
It's all good.
Yeah,
We'll just move on. All right. And of course, you can follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. We'll be back tomorrow night for another post-game show after the Coyotes take on the New York Islanders. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday night, everybody, and we will see you all tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.